Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1, November 2014, Math O-Level. Moving on to question number 1, we have Marvin went to a cafe to meet some friends. Part A. She bought 3 drinks at $1.42 each and 1 cake at 85 cents. How much did she spend altogether? Okay, so let's do one by one. So she bought 3 drinks, so 3 drinks at $1.42 each, so times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, 4 times 3 is 12, and 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So we have 2 decimal places, so we move 2 decimal places. So this is the cost of the 3 drinks, and then 1 cake for 85 cents, so we have to add 85 cents, will be 0.85. So 6 plus 5 is 11. 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So your answer part A will be 5.11. Moving on to part B, it will be she left home at 10:45 a.m. and returned back at 1:20 p.m. How long in hours and minutes she was away from home? So we know that at 1:20 p.m. can also be written as 1:3:20, right? So we just have to do the difference between this time and this time. So 13:20 minus 10:45. So we have to take 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 12, 6. So 6 minus 4 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And then 12 minus 2 is 2, minus 10 is 2. So your answer will be 2 hours and 35 minutes for part B. Question number 2. A cookery book states that the time it takes to cook some meat is 13 minutes for every 500 grams of meat plus 20 minutes. So part A, calculate the number of minutes it takes to cook 1.5 kilogram of meat. So 1.5 kilogram is equal to gram of meat, right? So we need to find the time taken it takes to cook this one. So 13 minutes for every 500. So we have to do 15 divided by 500 times 13 plus 20. That is the time taken to cook this meat. So that will be 0, 3, so 39 plus 20 will be 59. So first part is 59 minutes. So now part B, it takes T minutes to cook m grams of meat. So what did we do here? We did T minutes equal to the m gram divided by 500 times 13 plus 20. So that is your formula for T minutes. And that's it for question number 3. In an experiment, a red die and a blue die were thrown 10 times. Each time, the score on the red die was subtracted from the score on the blue die. The results are given below. So we have a list of numbers, of 10 numbers to be exact. So the first thing we need to do is we need to rearrange those numbers from smallest to the largest. So let's look. So which number is the smallest? So minus 4 is the smallest, so we put minus 4 the first. So minus 4 and then minus 3. And then also minus 3. Afterwards, it will be minus 2. And then it will be minus 1. And then it will be 0. Then we have number 2. Then we have number 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now your number is in the order of smallest to the largest. So question number A, find the median. Median is the midpoint of the list. So we have to do 10 is here, plus 1, divided by 2, which is 11 divided by 2, that will be 5.5. So what is the number before 5.5 is 5, and what is the number after 5.5 is 6. So we need to find the average of these two elements. So what is the fifth element. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is minus 1. And 6 will be 0 plus 0 divided by 2 will be minus 0.5. And that is your answer for the median, minus 0.5. Okay, so now we have to find the mean. The mean means we have to add everything up and divide by 10. So let's do the addition. So minus 4, as you can see, minus 4 here equals here, minus 3 here equals here, 2, 2. So what remains? We have minus 3, minus 1, which is minus 4, plus 0 is minus 4, plus 5, which is 1. So 1 divided by 10 will be the mean, which is 0.1, or you can put your answer as the fraction, which is 1 over 10. And that is question number 3. Question number 4. We have function f of x equal to 2 bracket x minus 3. That's f of x. So find the value of f of half, which means we have to replace the value of x by half. So f of half is equal to 2 half minus 3. Okay, so 2 half minus 3, it is minus, so 1 over 2 minus, so 2, that will be 6 over 2. That will become 2. So minus 5 over 2. And that is the answer, minus 5. Now part B, find f inverse. So we have to let y equal to f of x, which is 2x minus 3. So now we have to make x subject, right? So we can take 2 here, we become y divided by 2 becomes x minus 3. So x becomes y divided by 2 plus 3. And this is your answer for f of x. f of x will be x divided by 2 plus 3. Question number 5. Write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 point here. Correct to 2 significant figures. So how do we do this? So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So since we have 2, we leave the first 2 alone. We ask ourselves if the third number is bigger or equal to 5. So it is not, so we convert everything in the back to 0. So your answer will be 1, 2, 0, 0.000. So your answer will be 1200. Okay, so now moving on to part B. Write down an estimate for 28 divided by pi. So we know the value of pi is approximately 3.142. So now if we take 28 divided by 3.142, it will be almost, so what do we know? We know, let's divide by 3. So 28 divided by 3, what do we have? We have about, I would say 9 something. But since we only have to estimate, we will just have to replace the value of 28 divided by this, about 9. So thus that will be an estimation for square root of 9, which is 3. Your answer for part B will be 3. Question number 6. On the Venn diagram, shade the set, so C dash intersection with A union B. So first, what is A union B? A union B is these two sets together. Intersection with C dash outside of C. It means we have to shade this part. So we have to shade A union B, but not including C. So we will have this part of the set. So now part B, the universal set is minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a set in complete. So we have P is a set minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Q is x squared, where x is the element of P. So which means Q is a set 1, 0, 1, and 4. We have to square every element in P. So find the number of values in Q. Q has 1, 2, 3, 4 values, so the answer will be 4. Question number 7. A car travels at 90 kilometers per hour. How many meters does it travel in 1 second? So we have 90 kilometers in 1 hour. So let's convert kilometers to meters. So we have 90, so 1000 to meters, and then hour to seconds. So I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 1 hour will be how many seconds? So 60 times 60 will be 3,600 seconds. So it travels 90,000 meters in 3,600 seconds. So now I have to find how many meters does it travel in 1 second. So 1 second will be 90,000 divided by 3,600. So 0, 0, 0 divided by 9, we have 4. We have 1, 0, 0 divided by 4 will be 25. So in 1 second, it travels 25 meters. Answer number 7 will be 25 meters. Question number 8. Two bottles are geometrically similar. So similar means they are proportional to each other, okay? The ratio of the areas of the bases is 1 to 4, okay? So here we have to know something is that what is the unit of area? So area has unit cm square, for example. Length has unit cm, and volume has unit cm cubed. Okay, so the ratio of areas of the bases is 1 to 4. So find the ratio of height. Height is normal length, which is in terms of cm. So we have to square root both sides, which becomes 1, 2. So ratio will be 1, 2. So now find the ratio of their volumes. So since the length ratio is 1, 2, volume needs to be cubed. So we have to cube both sides. It becomes 1, 8. So your answer will be 1, 8. And that is for part question number 8. Question number 9. The time taken to run a race is given as 54.3 seconds. Correct to the nearest point, or so 0.1 of a second. So part A, find the lower bound of the time taken. So the first thing we do, we take this 0.1 divided by 2, we have 0.05. So which means if we have 54.3 before that and after that, so we have to add this for here. So 54.3 plus 0.05, we will have 54.35, and here we have 54.25. So find the lower bound of the time taken. It will be 54.25. So now part B, the distance run in is given as d meters. Correct to the nearest meter. Okay, so which means the nearest meter is 1 meter. So we take 1 divided by 2, we have 0.5, which means if you have d here, upper bound will be d plus 0.5 and lower bound will be d minus 0.5. Okay, so that's the first step. And then write down an expression in terms of d for the maximum possible average speed in meters per second. So what is average speed formula? It will be distance divided by time. So now we have to find the maximum possible speed. To get the max speed, we have to take the upper bound of distance divided by the lower bound of time, which will give me d plus 0.05 divided by 54.25, and this is the formula for the average speed for part B. Question number 10, y is inversely proportional to x. So from this we have y is inversely proportional to x, which means y equal to k times 1 over x. Okay, given that y is equal to 9, when x equal to 8, find the value of y when x equal to 6. So we can use these two values to find the value of k. So when y equal to 9, x equal to 8, so k equal to x times y, which is 9 times 8, 72. So we have a new equation, which is 72 divided by x. So now find the value of y when x equal to 6. So y equal to 72 divided by 6. So let's divide by 3. We will have what? Divide by 6. We have 1. So 1, 1. We have 2. So 12 will be the value of y. So your answer for number 10 will be y equal to 12. Question number 11. The sequence of diagrams below show small black and small white squares in arrangement to form large squares. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, right? The table below shows the number of black and white squares in each diagram. So we have diagram 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. So question number part A. For each diagram, how many more black squares are there than white? So we have to do black minus white. So black minus white. So 5 minus 4 is 1. 30 minus 2 is 1. 25 minus 4 is 1. So which means the answer for part A will be 1. So now moving on to part B. On the table, complete the column for diagram 4. Okay. So we can first observe that here we have, for the first term we have 9, which is 3 squares. We have 25 for the second term, which is 5 squares. For the third term we have 49, which is 7 squares. So we have square numbers, but we are skipping 2 terms every single time, which means this term will be 9 square. So 9 square will be 81 on this section. So now we have to find out how many black and white squares are there in the diagram 4. So we also observe that if we do for the white squares, we have 4, 12, 24. So we have 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 6 is, so let's do that. So 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 8 is 24, which means we need to do 4 times 10 will be 40. Great. And then for us to obtain the black squares, we know that there's always one more than white. It will be 41. So that is the table for part B. So now for the last question, write down an expression in terms of n for the total number of black and white squares in the diagram n. So we observe that for the first term we have 3 squares, so we have to find the nth term. How many squares will we have? So we observe 1 becomes 3 squares, so let's look at the inside first. So 1 becomes 3. So how can we make 1 become 3? We have to plus 2. So which means we have to do n plus 2 for the inside and square it. So the nth term will be n plus 2 squared. Question number 12. Write the number in standard form. So we have to move this decimal place to the right. It will be 1, 2, 3, 5 decimal place. So 5.67 times 10 power minus 5. That will be answer part A. Giving your answer in standard form, evaluate this fraction. So we have 3 times 10 minus 5 divided by 10, 6. So 3 divided by 5 will be 0.6 times. So we have division here, will be minus 5 minus 6. So that will be 0.6 times 10 minus 11. So now to standard form, it will be 6 times 10 of minus 12. So that will be your answer for part B, number 12. Question number 13. In the diagram, we have B equal to 5. So B equal to 5, CD equal to 7, A equal to 3. So whenever we have a triangle, inside of a triangle, and the two lines are parallel to each other, it means those two triangles are similar. So the big triangle ACD is similar with ABE. Okay, so if they are similar, what does it mean? It means that their corresponding side are proportional to each other. Okay, so the first question, express CD as a percentage of BE. So CD is what? 7 divided by 5 times 100. So that will be 120. So 7 times 2 will be 14, 0. So answer for part A will be 140. Okay, so now moving on to part 2, we have to find the length ED. Length ED is this length, right? So how do we find this length? We have to take the length AD and minus the length of AE, which is the small one. AE, we know what it is 3. So we have to find the length of AD. So we have to use the similar triangles to find the length of AD. So AD is this side, which is, we don't know, we have to find that. AD over 3, because they are corresponding side on one side, equal to CD, which is 7 divided by BE, which is 5. So the value of AD will be 7 times 3 divided by 5, which is 21 divided by 5, which will be 35, will be, so that will be 1.2. So 4.2. Okay, the length of AD will be 4.2. So if you have the length of AD, so we have ED. So ED is equal to AD minus AE. So AE, we know it is 3, has been given to us. And we have the length of AD, which is 4.2. So 4.2 minus 3 will be 1.2. And that will be your answer for part B, 1.2. So just to recap here, how did I do this? Is you have to look at the corresponding side. So first I need to find the length of AD. So I write AD divide by the corresponding side for the smaller triangle. So for the length of AD, the corresponding side for the small triangle will be, so we have two triangles, ABE and ACD. Big one is AD. The smaller side will be AE. AE, we have 3, which is equal to the other corresponding side, which is, we have CD, which is 7, divided by corresponding side, which is 5. So that's how I derived this fraction and found AD, by using the corresponding sides as fractions and then solving to find the value of AD. So that is for question number 13. To find the value of ED, it will be 1.2 centimeters. Question number 14. We have a hollow cone has a base radius of 6, that's the radius of the cone, and a slant height of 10 centimeters. The curved surface of the cone is cut, so we cut this and open out into the shape of a sector of a circle. So we have this from that with an angle x and radius r. Write down the value of r. So we will do this by observation. So whenever you see write down, it means you don't need to do any calculation. It is right there. The answer is on the information provided to you. So let's observe. So this will be what? So the cone was cut and opened into this shape. So it means that r will be 10, the slant height. So r is 10 centimeter. Calculate x. X is this angle. So from this, what do we know? We know that we can use the radius and height, or the height, to find something, and then from this we can find the value of x. So here we see that it is a circle base with radius 6. So let's find the perimeter, the circumference of the circle. So we have to use the formula 2 pi r, which is 2 pi times 6, which is 12 pi centimeter for this perimeter of the circle. So here we see that the same we have cut this and the same perimeter is out. So what is the length of this arc, right? So the length of the arc will be x divided by 360 times 2 pi r. So we don't know the value of x. We divide by 360. we have to times 2 pi, r is 10, so that will be 10. So to simplify, that will be 18, so we have x over 18. So for now we have x over 18 pi, so that is the circumference, the length of the arc. So this and this are equal, so we have to equate them. So x over 18 pi equal to 12 pi, pi. So x equal to what? We have to cross multiply, bring this over here, 12 times 18. And let's do the math. So 12 times 18 is what? So 2 times 8 is 16. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Cut 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. So 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 2 is 11. So 2. So angle x equal to 216 degrees for this question. So the main point is to find what can be found from this that equals to this. So we found out that the perimeter of the circumference is equal to the length of the arc. So this is how we use these two information to find x. And that was question number 14. Question number 15, the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. 20 spheres, each of radius 3 centimeters, have a total volume of k pi r centimeter cube. So find the value of k. So let's find the volume of 20 spheres. So one sphere has 4 over 3 pi, r is 3 cube, which is 4 over 3 pi 27. So that will be 9, which is 36 pi. So that is one sphere. So 20 spheres will be 36 pi times 20. That will be 720 pi centimeter cube. So we have to equate to this. So we have this as our answer here. So what is the value of k? The value of k is 720. Okay, that's the first part. So here, the sphere are inside an open cylinder with radius 6. So cylinder is this shape, right? And the radius is 6. It has a height as well. So the cylinder stands on a flat surface and contains enough water to cover the spheres. So the spheres are inside of the cylinder. So let's say it's about this height, right? This height. So, and then what happens? Calculate the change in depth of the water when the spheres are taken out of the cylinder. So we know that the volume of spheres will be what? 720 pi centimeter cube. So we know this from part 1. Now, so how do we calculate the volume of a cylinder? So volume or water, because right now we're only interested by the height of water. So height, let's say the height is h, we don't know the height. And how do you find the volume of that? So we have to use a formula, which is pi r square h. So pi is pi times r will be 6 square times h, which is 36 pi h. So that's the volume of water in the thing right now. So find the change. So we are taking out 720 pi of volume. So the change in volume will be this, right? So if you take out this much, that will be the change in volume, which means this, it will change by 720. We have to equate them to find the value of the height change. So pi cut, h will equal to 720 divided by 36. That will be 20. So your answer for part B will be 20 centimeters. And that was question 15. Question number 16, we have a point A which is 5, 5. AB will be 4 minus 3. So part A is mapped onto CD by a reflection in the y-axis. So reflection, let's find the matrix that represents a reflection in the y-axis. So as we know, this will be the matrix minus 1, 0, 0, 1. So that's the matrix which represents a reflection in the y-axis. So find the new points CD. So we have to take the matrix minus 1, 0, 0, 1 times AB. That will be equal to, so minus 1 times 4 is minus 4 plus 0, 0 plus, so your answer for CD will be minus 4 minus 3. Okay, moving on to part B. AB is mapped onto AE by a rotation center A through angle of 90 degrees clockwise. So clockwise, 90 degrees, we have a matrix that represents this. The matrix is 0, minus 1, 1, 0 for this clockwise rotation. So find A, we have to take the matrix, multiply by the point AB, which is 4 minus 3. And that will give you minus 3 and minus 4. So your answer will be minus 3 minus 4. So for those two parts, you just have to remember the matrix that represents the transformation, the x-axis, the y-axis reflection, and the clockwise rotation. And the last part is pretty easy. You have to find the length of AB. So AB is 4 minus 3. Length will be, 4 squared plus minus 3 squared will be square root of 25, which is 5. So this one is 5 units. And that's it for number 16. Question number 17, part A, simplify p squared bracket p cubed minus 3p power of minus 2. So we have to bring this p inside, so p squared times p cubed will be p 5 minus 3p power minus 2 plus 2 will be 0. That will be p5 minus 3 times 1. So p5 minus 3 will be your answer. So now part B. So we have simplified 27x power 6 bracket power of 1/3. So 27 can also be written as 3 power 3, right? So this becomes 3 power 3 x power 6 power of 1/3. So we will have to first do 3 power 3 times, so this one times 1/3, it will be 3 power 1 x. So 6 times 1 over 3 will be 2. So your answer will be 3x power 2. 3x power 2 will be your answer for part B. Question number 18, part A. Factorize completely 4a minus 16a squared. So we first see we have a in common and we have 4 in common. We take out 4a. What do we have inside? We have 1 minus 4a. So that is your answer for part A. Okay, so now moving on to the next part, we have 9b squared minus c squared. So we know 9 can be rewritten as 3 squared. So b squared minus c squared. This is 3b squared minus c squared. So we have to use a formula here. So that will become 3b plus c, 3b minus c. So your answer will be this. And the last part will be x squared minus 5y minus xy plus 5x. So we see we have y and y here. So we take those two and bring it on one side and the rest on one side. So here we have x squared plus 5x plus minus 5y minus xy. So for these two, what is common? X is common, we take x out. We have x plus 5 plus. So here what is common? Y is common and minus is common. So we have 5 plus x remaining. So we see that this and this are the same. So we take it out, x plus 5. And remaining we have x minus y. So this is your answer for part C. Question number 19. The diagram shows a figure made of 4 identical hexagons. It means that all the hexagons are the same, okay? It has both line and rotational symmetry. So line symmetry is this and this and this and this, right? And rotational symmetry, okay? So part A, what is the order of the rotational symmetry? So you first count the shape. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 hexagons. It means that it has order of 4. Okay, that's the first part. Part B, each angle is 60 degrees. So each marked angle, it means this, okay? Like every marked angle is 60 degrees. Find the other angles in one of the hexagons. So let's have a look to see how can we find the angle. So for the first thing we know is that it has an order of symmetry, rotational symmetry of 4, which means the interior angle will be 360. Divide by the order, which is 4, it is 90. So it means that the angle here is 90, 90, 90, and 90. So it has a rotational symmetry of order 4, so the angle inside will be 90. So that's the first angle that we know. So also, we can also determine something. So this side will be equal to this side, and this side will be equal to this side, and this side is equal to this side, right? So we observe that this angle here is what? Is 60, right? So this angle here will be the same as the angle here. So let's call this angle x. This also will be x, right? So what do we know? This is the angle of a circle. So 360 will be equal to x plus 60. Let's find the value of x. So 2x equal to 360 minus 60. So 2x equal to 300. So x equal to 150. So 150 is the size of this angle, which means if this side and this side are equal, so this side is also 150. Okay, so now we have this angle here is also the same as this angle, right? So this will be the same, let's call it y, and this also will be y. So now we have to know what is the sum of the angle of a hexagon. So a hexagon has how many sides? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So what is the sum of the angle of a hexagon? So 6 sides, so 6 minus 2 times 180 to find the sum, which is 4 times 180. Okay, so let's do the math. That will be 0, 32, 720. So the sum of all the angles inside the hexagon will be 720. So we know this is 90, so 90 plus x is 150. And this is also x, 150. Plus y, and plus this is 60. Equal to 720. So we need to find the value of y. So let's continue down here. So that will be 2y equal to 720 minus everything from here. So 150 plus 150 is 300, and 90 plus 60 is 150. So 300 plus 150 will be 450. So 720 minus 450, that will be 0, 6, 10, 7, and that will be 2. So 2y equal to 270. So y equal to 270 divided by 2, which is 135. So 135. Okay, so find the other angles in the hexagon. So the first angle here is 60. This angle is y, which is 135, 135. And moving on, this angle here is x. This is also x, so 150, 150. And the last one, this one will be 90. Okay, and that's it for number 19. Question number 20. In the diagram, A, B, C, and D lie on the circle center O. So we have point A, point B, point C, and point D. They are on the circle with the center O. So the first thing we see is that the line OC is the radius, and the line OA is the radius as well. So these two lines are the same. That's the first thing we can see. So the tangents to the circle at A, so A, and C meets at point C. So these lines are tangents to the circle, which means this angle here is 90 and this angle here is 90. So that's the information that we have. So moving on to this part, angle AOC is 136. So AOC is 136. Question A, find the angle x. So we have to use a theorem here. So we notice that angle AOC is on the arc AC. Also, the angle ABC is on the same arc. But angle at center is always twice the angle at circumference, which means angle x will be half the angle at center. That will be, so 1, 6, 8. So angle x will be 68 degrees. So that's the answer for part A. So 68. Okay. So moving on to part B, find angle y. So angle y is this angle. So here we have to use this information where it says CO is parallel to DA. So what we can do is we can extend the line and observe the shape. So this line and this line are parallel. We observe that this angle is equal to this angle. So we know that if this is a straight line, this whole angle is 180. So what is the size of this angle? It will be 180 minus 136. That will be, so 7, 10, 4, 44. If this angle is 44, y is also 44. Okay, so answer part B will be 44 degrees. So now we have to find the angle Z. So Z is this angle. So we have to observe. So what we can do, we can take this shape out. So this is A, B, C, D, and A. Right. So let's call this is the point A, point B, point C, and point D. So we are looking for this angle, Z. And we know the size of this angle. This is angle X, which is 68. So since every point is touching the circumference, we can use a rule which says that opposite angles add up to 180. So Z plus 68 is equal to 180. So what is the value of Z? Z will be 180 minus 68. So that will be 7, 10, 2, 1, and 1. So angle Z is equal to 112. Okay, so that will be your answer for part C, 112. So last question, find the angle T. So angle T is this angle. So let's take this shape out. So we have A, T, C, we have O. Okay, so that's O, that's A, that's C, and that's T. We need to find angle T. So what do we know is that we know these are tangents, which means the lines where they join O. So this angle is 90 and this angle is 90. So 90, 90, and angle AOC will be 136. So we know this is 136. Find the angle T. So this is a quadrilateral, which means the sum of all the angle is 360. So find the angle T, we have to do 360 minus 136 minus 90 minus 90. That's how you find the angle T, because everything will be 360. We have to minus the three angles to find the angle T. So that will be how much? So let's do that. So that will be 5, 10. That will be 4 here. So 13 plus 18. That will be 31. 35 minus 31. That will be 2. 35 minus 31 will be 4. So angle T will be our value 44. So your answer for part D will be 44. So and that's it for number 20. Of question number 21, one bag contains 5 balls, 2 of which are blue and 3 are red. One ball is taken at random from the bag. If the ball is red, we put it back into the bag. Okay? If the ball is blue, it is not put back into the bag. Then we take a second ball at random from the bag, and this is part of the tree diagram for this study. So part A, complete the tree diagram. So let's say, so here we have, if we took a red ball, we have to put it back into the bag, so we still have 5 balls. So in total we have 5 balls, and we can take a blue ball or a red ball. So what are the chances if we take a blue ball? It will be 2/5, and red will be 3/5. That is part A. Now part B, expressing each answer as a fraction in its simplest form, find the probability that both balls taken are blue. So blue and blue. So we have to do 2/5, which is blue, times blue again, 1/4. So let's multiply. We will have 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 4 is 20. Divide by 2 is 1/10. So that is your answer for part A. So now for part 2, find the probability that the second ball taken is blue. So we can first take a blue and blue, or we can take a red and blue. Okay, so blue and blue, we did this here, it will be 1/10. Or is plus red and blue is 3/5 times 2/5. Which is, so this is 1/10 plus, so that will be 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, let's find the sum of these two fractions. So we do 10 times 25 is 250. Cross multiply, 25 plus 60, we will have 85/250. Now we divide by 5, we will have 50, and here we have 1, 1, 3. So 13/50 for this answer. So that will be my answer for part 2, and that is question number 21. Question number 22, the diagram shows a speed time graph of a cyclist journey. So a speed time graph. Find the retardation. So we have to know where is the retardation happening. It is this line. This is where we have a retardation. So if we have a speed time graph, retardation will be the gradient of the line on the graph. Gradient is always height divided by base. The height is what? Is 12. Divided by base, it is 10. So answer will be 1.2 for the retardation. So now part B, find the speed when t equal to 9. Okay, so t equal to 9 will be where? Will be about, let's say this point. So find the speed, let's call it v. We need to find v. So since we are on the slope of a triangle, so we can use similar triangles to find the value of v. How do we do that? So let's first observe. Observe for this big triangle, the base is 30 and the speed is 12. But for this small triangle, the base is 9. So what is the height? Let's do that. So for the big triangle, we have the base is 30 and the height is 12. So 12 height base. And for this one, we have the base is 9, so divide by 9, and the height is v. So find the value of v. Of course, we have to bring 9 over here. So 12 times 9 divided by 30 equal to v. So divide by 3, we have 3, 10. So 12 times 3 is 36. So v is 36 divided by 10, which is 3.6. So your speed for B will be 3.6. Okay, so now part C, find the distance traveled from t equal to 0 to t equal to 60. So t equal to 0 to t equal to 60, you can see this is a trapezium. So whenever you have a speed time graph, the area traveled, the distance traveled is the area on the graph. So let's find the two sides. So this side is 60 and this side is, so we have 50 minus 30, that will be 20, and the height in between is 12. So from this we can find the area of a trapezium, which is half times the sum of both sides, so 60 plus 20 times the height in between, which is 12. So 60 plus 20 will be 80 times 6, that will be, so 6 times 8 will be 48. So that will be your answer. So make sure you write this on this section, and then you will find the answer to be 480. So just to recap, distance traveled is equal to area under graph. Area under graph. And then for this specific drawing, the area under graph was area of trapezium. And the way we find the area of trapezium, we have to do half times the sum of both sides. So here we have 60 plus 20 and times the height in between, which was 12. And this gives you 480 meters for the distance traveled. And that is question number 22. Question number 23. The diagram shows three lines, x equal to 8, x plus y equal to 21, 2y equal to 12 plus x. So we know that equation of line is in the form of y equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. So let's rewrite those lines in this form. So we have y equal to minus x plus 21 and y equal to half x plus 6. Okay, so here we can see for this line, the gradient is negative, means the line is going down, and this one is positive, the line is going up. So now let's label the lines in the graph. So x equal to 8 will be this line, and this line will be going up, so it will be this line, 2y equal to 12 plus x, and then this line is going down, so it will be this line, which will be x plus y equal to 21. Okay, moving on to part B. So part A, find the coordinates of B. So the point B is here. So point B is where the line x equal to 8 and 2y equal to 12 plus y intersect. So let's do that. So point B is where x equal to 8 and the line 2y equal to 12 plus x intersect. So let's replace the value of x in the equation. We have 2y equal to 12 plus 8, which is 20. So 2y is 20. So y is 20 divided by 2, which is 10. So the coordinates of B will be 8, 10. Okay, so 8 and 10. So now moving on to part B. The region inside the triangle ABC is defined by three inequalities. So the first one is given to us, which is x plus y less than 21, which is this line and this line here. So the first one given to us is x plus y is less will be below the line, so less than 21. So we have to write the other two. So for the first one, it's pretty obvious. So we have the line x equal to 8. It needs to be on this side of the line. It will be more than 8. So thus, the first equation will be x needs to be more than 8. Okay. And the other one will be, if you have this line, it needs to be above the line. So we have 2y. So 2y needs to be more than 12 plus x. So that will be the answers for part B. So now moving on to part C, we have to find the coordinates of the point with integer coordinates that is inside of the triangle ABC. So we have to use the three inequalities that we have to find the point that is inside of this triangle. So first line, we have x plus y less than 21. X is bigger than 8. We have 2y bigger than 12 plus x. So the first condition is pretty clear. We have the first condition, x must be more than 8. So now replace 8 in the first two equations. So 8 plus y is less than 21. So this gives us y is less than 21 minus 8, which is equal to, so 21 minus 8 will be 110. 10 minus 8 is 2, 3, 13. So the first equation is y is less than 13. Okay, and this one, let's replace x in the equation. So we have 2y is more than 12 plus 8, which is 20. So y is more than 20 divided by 2 will be 10. So we have two equations. So the equation of y, as we can see here, so the only possible option, so y is between, so let's find that. So y is between the value of 10 and the value of 13. So the only possible values of y is what? Is 11 and 12. So now we have to replace those two values. So what is the possible values of y? So if you choose the value of y to be 11, let's choose 11 here. So we will have x plus 11 less than 21. So x less than 10. So the only possible value between x more than 8 and x less than 10 is what? X equal to 9. So your point will be x is 9 and the point will be 11. So that is the only point that is inside the triangle ABC. So also to find the point 9, you can just say, okay, so x needs to be bigger than 8. What is the next integer after 8? So there's only 9. So 9. And then 11 you have to do by elimination. So which one is inside? So 11 is inside the triangle. So the point for part C will be point 9, 11. Question number 24. The diagram shows the position on a map of 3 boards. We have board A, board B, and board C. Question number 1, part A. So part A, find the bearing of B from A. Find the bearing of B from A, so we have to find this angle. So we have to use our protractor to measure the size of this angle. So we go to the north point and we find where this line cut this will be 130, 135, so I get 138. So your answer could be 137 or 139 or even 140, and that's okay too. So that is my answer, 138 for this angle. So part B, a fourth board, we have a board D, which is closer to B than to A. So which means we have to draw the perpendicular bisector of AB, of the line AB. So how do you draw this? You have to use your compass. So go to point B. You have to draw an arc on both sides of the line. So first arc is here, second arc is here. And the point A. And we have to intersect the arcs. So first arc is here and second arc is here. So here we have 2 points, as you can see. So we have to join them to form the bisector of the line AB. So here we go and join. So that's the first part, and we have it is less than 4 km from C. So the scale is 1 centimeter is 1 km, so 4 km is 4 centimeter from the point C. So we first have to use our ruler to measure the length of 4 centimeters. So 4 is here. And then you go on the point C to draw a circle with center C and radius 4 centimeters. Okay, just do that. Okay, so that is this part. So now let's extend this line so it cuts the circle properly. It cuts the whole of the circle. Okay, so now we have to shade the region in which D is situated. So from this we know it needs to be inside the circle. It is less than 4 km from C, so it needs to be inside the circle. And then part A, it needs to be closer to a B than to A. So point A is here and B here. It needs to be on this side. So inside the circle and on this side, it will be this region. So we have, this is the region where B can be located. And that will be your answer for part B. And that is question number 24, locus question. Question number 25, P is a point minus 4, 4, Q is a point 3 minus 2. M is the midpoint of PQ. Find the coordinates of M. So M is the midpoint. We have to use a formula. So minus 4 plus 3 divided by 2. and then we have 4 plus minus 2 divided by 2. So that will give me minus 4 plus 3 minus 1, so minus 1 over 2. And this one will be 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 divided by 2 will be 1. So minus half and 1. So part B, find the gradient of the line PQ. So we have a point Q is minus 4 and 4. Q will be 3 minus 2. Label this as x1, y1, and that x2 and y2. So we have a formula to find the gradient. It will be equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So y2 is minus 2 minus minus 4 divided by 3 minus, so y2 minus 1, so minus 2 minus 4 actually, so that is gone. And we have 3 minus minus 4. Okay, so minus 2 minus 4 is 6, and 3 minus minus is plus, will be 7. So the gradient will be minus 6 over 7 for your answer for part B. Moving on to part C, Q is the midpoint of the line PQR. Find the coordinates of R. So we know the point P is minus 4, 4. So the point Q is 3 minus 2. And we have a point R here. We need to find the coordinates. So we have been given that these two line, this is the midpoint, so we have to use the formula to find the value of R. So how do you find the midpoint usually? So you have to take, let's call the points of R as x and y. So we have to do x plus x1. So to find the midpoint, we have to do x plus minus 4, so which is minus 4 divided by 2, and y plus 4 divided by 2 equal to 3 minus 2. So now we have to equate 1 by 1. So the first x coordinate will be x minus 4 divided by 2 equal to 3. So we cross multiply, we have x minus 4 equal to 6. So x equal to 6 plus 4 is 10. And then we have to find the y coordinate. So y plus 4 divided by 2 is equal to minus 2. So y plus 4 is equal to minus 4. Y equal to minus 4 minus 4, that will be minus 8. So the point is 10 minus 8. Okay, so now moving on to part 2. Write down the value of PM. Question part 2, write down the value of PM divided by MR. So what is the point M? M is the midpoint of P and Q. So that will be this point. So we have to divide the line into equal parts. So we have 1 part, 2 part, 3 parts, and 4 parts in total. So the ratio of PM, this part, over the ratio of MR. So we have 1 share here, and here we have 3 shares. So the ratio will be 1 over 3 for your answer for part 2. Question number 26, we have matrix A and A inverse equal to K and this matrix. So find the value of K. So how do we find the A inverse? A inverse equal to 1 over determinant and the adjacent matrix. So here we have this already. We have to find this value. Value of K is 1 over determinant. So what is determinant of A? It is equal to 2 times 3 minus 1 times 1, which is equal to 6 minus 1, which is 7. So the value of K is 1 over 7. Okay, so 1 over 7 is the value of K. So now part B, find the matrix X where 2A plus X equal to this matrix. So let's simplify. What is the value of A? A is 3 minus 1, 1, 2. It is given to us. And we have to plus X equal to this matrix. Which means the matrix X is equal to 5, 0, minus 2. We bring this over here, will be minus. But let's first bring this inside. So 2 times 3 will be 6. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. 2 times 2 will be 4. So let's solve this. It is pretty easy. So 5 minus 6 will be minus 1. Minus 2 will be minus 4. 0 minus minus 2 will be 2. 4 minus 4 will be 0. So that is your matrix X. Moving on to part C. Find the matrix Y, where Y times A is this. So Y needs to times A. A is a 4 by 4 matrix. And we get this matrix. So in what forms needs to be Y? Y needs to be in the form of this matrix. So we can have this answer. So let's solve. It is row by column. So 3A minus B, that's the first answer, and then we have A plus 2B equal to 6, 2. So for your first answer, it will be 3A minus B equal to 6. That's our first equation. And the other one will be A plus 2B equal to 2. So here we have a simultaneous equation. So let's make B subject here. We have B equal to 3A minus 6. So replace B in this equation. We have A plus 2B, which is 3A minus 6 equal to 12. A plus 6A minus 12 equal to 2. So 7A is equal to 14. Value of A will be, so 14 divided by 7 is 2. And value of B will be 6 minus 6 is 0. So your answer will be Y is equal to A is 2, which is 2 and 0. So that is your matrix Y.